Hello and thank you for watching Access Asia here on France 24. I'm Will Hildebrand. Coming up, Japan seeks relief from its deadly heat wave. Rising temperatures has people looking for novel ways to cool off. Chinese graduates are polishing their resumes and their new noses. Cosmetic surgery is booming as young people believe it will help them find a new job. And after Tokyo, now Godzilla is in Taipei. A new exhibition shows the appeal of the prehistoric monster, and he's even brought some of his co-stars, including my favorite, Mothra. Well, we begin in Japan, where the deadly heat wave has some people questioning if the country is suitable to be hosting the 2020 Summer Olympics. Thousands of people have been hospitalized, and now many are searching for desperate ways to beat the heat. Companies have seen a surge in demand for products related to heat stroke. For more, here's Catherine Viette.
The land of the blistering sun. Sky-high temperatures are taking their toll on Japan. In some parts, thermostats reached as high as 41 degrees Celsius, shattering Japan's record.
I feel like I'm melting.
Over the past several weeks, close to 100 people have died and more than 22,000 have been hospitalized for heat stroke. Japan's weather agency is declaring the heat wave a natural disaster. Harvests are expected to take a hit, sending vegetable prices spiking. Wholesale cabbage prices are 65% higher than the usual July average. Electricity prices hit a 5-year high at the Japan Electric Power Exchange as people cranked up their air conditioning. And for those thinking ahead to 2020, when Japan will host the Summer Olympics, the heat is a major concern.
I think it'll be really hot and hard for both the Olympic athletes and the spectators.
When Tokyo first hosted the Olympics in 1964, they were held in October to avoid the heat, but this time they'll take place in July and August. Officials say they've prepared a raft of measures to beat the heat, such as designing the main stadium to maximize airflow.
In terms of tackling heat, this is considered an urgent issue. So with this stadium, we will be making use of natural wind, fans, and mist to cool it down.
Organizers are increasing the numbers of shelters and cooling fans for spectators. And some events, like the marathon, may be scheduled very early in the morning to avoid the heat of the day. Meanwhile, people are doing everything they can to keep cool.
I don't have air conditioning, so I open all the windows, turn on a fan, and sleep with ice packs on my body.
Others are taking part in an event called Uchimizu, which involves pouring or sprinkling cold water onto hot pavements. The heat doesn't just affect people. Tram tracks in Toyama were sprayed with water to stop them from expanding and distorting. Japanese meteorologists predict sizzling temperatures until the middle of August.
In China, one of the hottest real estate markets in the entire country is in the northeast, with a view on North Korea. Housing prices in Dandong started soaring in April after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un visited Beijing. Since then, there have been hopes of strengthened relations between the two countries. Mario Sofos has more.
These images of Chinese President Xi Jinping and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un run on a loop in Dandong. The Chinese city of 2 million people is looking to benefit from the restored friendship between China and North Korea and hopes that business between the two countries will resume as quickly as possible.
Look, we're just next to North Korea, and with the improvement of our relations, there are many opportunities to do things here now.
Investors are waiting for these opportunities with bated breath, and in preparation, they are focusing on property. In Dandong, apartment buildings are popping up all over the city. This is not a new phenomenon, but what is new is speculation on property prices. Wang Yunpeng is a property agent for one of the city's mega projects. The price per square metre has increased from €550 to €1,000 in just 3 months.
In total, there'll be 1,200 apartments. 500 have already been sold.
Sold in a matter of weeks. As it has become easier for people here to visit North Korea, prices have shot up.
The higher up in the building, the more expensive, especially when you have a view of the Yalu River and North Korea.
This is, of course, a luxury housing complex. Yet still, on average, in the city, the price of housing has risen by 30%.
At the end of April, just after the meeting between Kim Jong-un and our president Xi Jinping, people were rolling up for apartments. Some people buy them to live in, but for many it's just an investment.
This retired couple from Beijing have invested in a property here. The price of their apartment has doubled since they bought it. It's on the 23rd floor of the building and has an unobstructed view of North Korea.
When we bought it, it cost €550 per square metre. Now it's worth €1,000. We invested well.
Despite the recent theatrics between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un, it appears China have wagered on reconciliation and renewed economic cooperation with their unruly neighbour.
In China, graduates fresh out of university are looking not just for a new job, but a new face. This is the busiest time of the year for cosmetic surgeons. And whether it's a nose job or a breast augmentation, many believe going under the scalpel could be the first step towards professional success. Our correspondents report: Katrina Yu, Angelique Forget, and Thomas Blanc.
She's been waiting for months.
This way, I'll show you your room.
In a few minutes, 21-year-old Zheng Tianqian will undergo an operation to give her a new face.
The surgery will make my eyes wider, and I'll also get a new nose. I hope that it will be successful, and most of all, that it will look natural.
In a few months, she'll graduate from a degree in advertising, and according to her, changing her face will help her land the job of her dreams.
Now, recruiters pay a lot of attention to one's appearance, so this operation is what will allow me to find a job more easily.
The operation, conducted under general anesthesia, will last 4 hours and costs €4,000.
What shape do you want for your eyes? Straight or rounded?
Which one is better?
The straight shape fits you well.
Making eyes appear larger is the specialty of Dr. Qian. It's a procedure he conducts 3 times a day on average. His patients are mostly women, and they're getting younger and younger.
We have young graduates who are looking for a first job, and it's very stressful for them. And then we have high school graduates who decide to undergo a surgical operation to have a better appearance when entering university.
The operation is finished. Now, Zheng Tianqian must wait 1 month before discovering her new face. Like her, thousands of young Chinese women are going under the knife every year. In major cities around the country, cosmetic surgery offices are flourishing. Today, you have to be beautiful to succeed. The competition to find a job is so fierce, many believe being operated on helps you stand out. In this building in Shanghai, a job fair is being held. Recruiters say appearance is just as important as skills. This woman recruits health advisors. When choosing between 2 identical CVs, the deciding factor is clear.
If I have 2 identical profiles, appearance is decisive in my choice of hiring. A person who pays attention to their image, especially when it's a woman, means that she holds herself to high standards.
Chinese recruiters emphasize appearance to the point of sometimes discriminating against women. Rights organization Human Rights Watch recently analyzed thousands of job postings on the internet. Many of the ads specified that they were looking for young and pretty candidates.
Front desk person, 20 to 27 years old, height above 5'4", well presented, pleasant manner, please attach a photo.
3 years ago, Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba even broadcast an ad presenting the so-called pretty girls of the company.
Here are the goddesses who work with us. They want you as colleagues. What about you?
The pressure to appear young and pretty can follow some women their whole career. 24-year-old Xia Xiao works as a secretary for a major Chinese cosmetics brand. After 2 years of working at her company, Xia Xiao is after a promotion, and she's convinced a new nose will do the trick.
It will definitely help me in my career. I think the more beautiful I become, the better my professional development will be.
The pressure to be physically attractive in order to be hireable reflects an emphasis on beauty which pervades the whole of Chinese society. Today, the country has moved far from the principle of gender equality, touted by communist propaganda, to encourage men and women to serve China together.
In many aspects of society, China is still a macho country. There are a lot of companies that recruit only or mainly men. In this case, women have fewer opportunities to find a job, so there are additional requirements for them.
China's unrelenting demand for beauty is only gaining speed. Cosmetic surgery has become the fourth biggest expense of Chinese households.
Well, in 1954, Godzilla the movie and the monster first became a hit. In the 6 decades that followed, there have been more than 30 films, but the scaly, prehistoric monster is about more than just fear. He's also about culture. In 2015, a Tokyo Award even named Godzilla a cultural ambassador. And now, Godzilla is in Taiwan for the monster's first exhibition outside of Japan. Yana Lee takes a closer look.
Godzilla is back in town, but this time in Taipei. This 4-meter-tall statue is complete with blue atomic breath and gory teeth. The monster first hit the big screen in 1954 and became an icon of popular culture.
I started watching Godzilla movies in 1995 as a kid. Here you can see recreated models from the movie sets. I'm so excited, especially when I see the really big one in front of me.
Fans aren't just here for the monster, but the whole movie experience. Godzilla made a name for himself in a franchise spanning over 30 films. Created less than 10 years after the US bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima, forcing Japan to surrender during World War II, the monster represented nuclear destruction and the fear of another devastating attack.
It was a very difficult time for the Japanese people. There were also many nuclear tests around the world. At that time, Toho Company had the idea to make a monster movie. We wanted to present all these issues to tell the world that war is a horrible thing and that people should live together in peace.
An important message that adds to the appeal of the franchise. Fans can see the props for themselves at this exhibition until mid-September.
Well, that's it for this edition of Access Asia. From all of us on the team, thank you for watching, and please stay tuned to France 24.